Money doesn't buy you happiness. So Pisces, you might have had to find out that the hard way, because we got the Nine of Pentacles, that's the money. And then we've got the Sun reversed. That's the unhappiness that you're feeling, even though you have plenty of money. It's like, well, what do I do with all that money? The Tower. I don't even know what to do with it. You don't do anything with that money. And then comes the realization that people are more important than money, that your family, your friends are more important than money. And thus, going back to the beginning, money doesn't buy you happiness. And you might be experiencing this. This might be a theme for you. On the bottom, we have the Fool, which is interesting. So it's not like you guys aren't putting yourselves out there. It's not like you guys aren't taking risks to meet new people, etc. Let's pull Oracle cards. Pisces. Before I get to this reading, I was actually noticing on the bottom we have the Fool here, and underneath that the Queen of Wands, which is interesting. So it's almost like you guys thought that your money would get you more on the spot. Like, let's say you thought you would be cooler for having money. You thought you would get a more positive response from people. It would give you more power. You would be happier. Like, people would flock to you. Like, you'd have the convertible, the hot red convertible, and you'd have chicks on your shoulder. That's kind of what you thought with the Queen of Wands and the Fool, but what you got was the King of Cups, the Tower from before, and the Page of Cups, the Three of Swords. It's like the response that people gave you for being rich was like, oh, you just have money, cool, whatever, You didn't get the positive response you thought for having the money like you thought you would. Okay, but looking at the Oracle cards now. So we have Uranus and the Wall. This is an epiphany. So you guys are having an epiphany. The epiphany is money doesn't buy you happiness. That is the epiphany. And then looking down here, we've got Neptune, the number 4, the Cup, and the Hand. It's because people aren't calling you back, and every time they don't, it kind of brings you back to this. It's like, man, I'm starting to appreciate people more. Every time I don't have somebody next to me and I don't have a wingman, you're appreciating people more, just in general. Then on the bottom, we have the Eye with the Skull and Crossbones. It's like you can't find people. It's like when you want to make plans, when you want to invite people out, no one's around. And then that brings you back. You're like, what the hell? I wish I had friends. I have all this money and now I can't share it with anyone. I wish I had friends to go with me to this place. And maybe and then it's all circling back around now. All right, so let's pull some advice, and we'll also get a little bit more information from the advice card. Any advice for Pisces? Whoa! Okay, so it's funny because if you want to attract friends, maybe it's time to flaunt that cash. Maybe it's time to buy around at the bar so everybody knows you have cash. So we have Nine of Cups. That is kind of like flaunting your wealth, like indulging in the money that you have. And how are you doing that? Well, you're doing it by with the Judgment card, the Six of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, the Judgment, is spending your money and buying around at the bar, something that really gets people's attention because Judgment card is very loud. So you're spending your money in a loud way, gets people's attention, and kind of shows them the amount of money that you have. The Eight of Pentacles is giving them data. So it's like if you buy everybody around at the bar, people know you're rich. And that's the information that they get with the Eight of Cups. So you're letting people know that you're rich. You're flaunting your cash. Essentially, that's these cards. I'm even going to move them out of the way. And it is a bit deceptive. So we got Seven of Swords. It's a little deceptive because you're using your cash to send a message. And you know what you're doing. That's okay because it's going to work. All right? Use your cash, flaunt your money, and it's gonna get people's attention. I'm not even sure. This is very weird advice because it's almost like you're buying friendship from people, and that's exactly the opposite of the advice. But no, it's like you're spending your money, it's attracting people, but you're not buying them off. It's just you're attracting people and you're using money as a tool, not as a tool to promote yourself, not as a tool to subvert other people or to oppress other people or to, it's a tool for friendship, not a tool for like egotism. I feel like there's a difference here. Because the point of this is not to make yourself look super cool. The point is just to attack friends, right? I feel like those are two totally different intentions, and one is a little bit more pure than the other. Let's see what comes out from the Oracle cards for advice. Pisces. Wow. Okay, so we got Uranus coming out again for advice, and with the Mind here. So this is saying, again, it's an epiphany. You guys are learning. The lesson here is that your actions are more valuable than money. People value what you do more than how much money is in your wallet. And the money in your wallet is Mercury here. And then Mars with the number 8 is kind of like what you're doing has more weight. It has more value. People notice it more. So like if you buy a round of drinks for people at the bar, right? That carries more weight than you, let's say, for example, just paying one person off. It's about the way you spend the money, not about the amount of money you spend. It's about the intention, not, yeah, it's about the intention. And then look, on the bottom, we have the city with the volcano. And then underneath that, the queen. This is like a crowd picking you up and saying, hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray. It's like, if you spend your money for the benefit of other people and with the intention to draw friendship to yourself rather than to look cooler, then it's like, that's the response that you get, is like, people love you, people flock to you, and it's a different intention but the same use of the money. It's like a very slight change to the way that you're using your money, and one works, and one I don't think does work and has not been working. So Pisces, I think that's going to be your reading. I hope that made sense to you. I hope that resonated for you. If you guys got something out of it, don't forget to follow the channel so you can come back and see more of these videos. I'll see you next time.